History of ASEAN. ASEAN was established on August 8, 1967. Foreign ministers of five countries, Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore, met at the Thai Department of Foreign Affairs building in Bangkok and signed the ASEAN Declaration, more commonly known as the Bangkok Declaration. The five foreign ministers who signed it, Adam Malik of Indonesia, Narciso R. Ramos of the Philippines, Tun Abdul Razak of Malaysia, S. Rajaratnam of Singapore, and Tanat Khoman of Thailand, would subsequently be hailed as the founding fathers of probably the most successful intergovernmental organization in the developing world today, and the document that they signed would be known as the ASEAN Declaration. It declares the establishment of an association of regional cooperation among the countries of Southeast Asia to be known as the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN, and spelled out the aims and purposes of the association. These aims and purposes were about cooperation in the economic, social, cultural, technical, education, and other fields, and in the promotion of regional peace and stability through abiding respect for justice and the rule of law and adherence to the principles of the United Nations Charter. It stipulated that the association would be open for participation by all states in the Southeast Asian region, subscribing to its aim, principles, and purposes. It proclaimed ASEAN as representing the collective will of the nation of Southeast Asia to bind themselves together in friendship and cooperation, and through joint efforts and sacrifices, secure for their peoples and for posterity the blessings of peace, freedom, and prosperity. ASEAN contributes to the advancement of the Philippines as a whole because of the incredible support from other Southeast Asian nations. The country is better prepared for globalization. With the Filipinos' way of life eventually improved, it will be no surprise if the economy continues to perform well in the next few years. 5 advantages of Asian integration in the Philippines. Last November 2017, ASEAN celebrated its 50th anniversary, and the event was attended by leaders from around the world. Apart from the event's success, it's important to understand that ASEAN is not a mere organization for leaders to get together and make merry. It's about the betterment of the people and the economy. Here are the other reasons why the ASEAN is helping boost our economy more than you think. Number 1. Easier and cheaper travel options for everyone. Of course, it only makes sense that ASEAN wants to provide easier travel services for their service providers. However, even citizens can enjoy the benefit of improved air, sea, or land travel. Thanks to ASEAN, there are now visa-free entry countries like Cambodia, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Last October 2017, during the 23rd ASEAN Transport Ministers Meeting, members signed several plans to improve transportation within the region. Number 2. Cheaper goods and services. Other than better travel options, ASEAN also gives nations within the region to do more trade for foods and services. Tax on imported goods is lowered or even eliminated. Navotas Mayor John Ray Tiangco said it best during the 50th anniversary ASEAN, A fully implemented ASEAN economic community could mean lower taxes and tariffs for imported goods, and this in turn could lead to lower cost of living and greater purchasing power for us. Number 3, more and better jobs. With a progressive dynamic between the ASEAN region, with easier and cheaper travel options, goods and services, it only makes sense that it comes with the extended bonus of better employment opportunities. Take note, the continent makes up one-third of global GDP. You can only expect that Asia will keep doing what it can do to maintain and exceed this performance. It's also highly beneficial to the country's IT industry, seeing as how ASEAN has 700 million digital consumers. In fact, by 2025, the sector is expected to grow 500% to $200 billion. One of the ASEAN's goal, after all, is to decrease unemployment and underemployment across the region. Number 4, more study options. The Filipino would have more access to better jobs if they are better equipped for these emerging roles. Thankfully, even the country's education would be enhanced because of ASEAN integration. For instance, last August 2017, Canada's Minister of Foreign Affairs announced in the ASEAN Region Forum in Manila that they will be offering a $10 million scholarship program to support post-secondary students and mid-career professionals from Southeast Asia. The National University in Singapore offers scholarship for ASEAN countries for graduate coursework. These are only a few of the examples of equality international support for Filipino students. The Philippines improve. ASEAN contributes to the advancement of the Philippines as a whole because of the incredible support from other Southeast Asian nations. The country is better prepared for globalization with the Filipinos' way of life eventually improve. It will be no surprise if the economy continues to perform well in the next few years. ASEAN is one of the many reasons why the Philippines is in a good and stable pace, and potential investors, businessmen, and its citizens need not worry about the country's stability. From the success of last November's 31st ASEAN Summit and related meetings, Filipinos should feel proud and grateful that it is building strong ties with other ASEAN members. Each step taken with ASEAN is another step taking closer to a better and stabler economy, be it travel goods and services, education, and work opportunities. The Philippines is getting closer to tapping into its great potential.